Welcome to the Football Fun Factory podcast, the weekly show for football mums, dads and coaches that showcases all things kids football. Starring FFF head coaches James Cutting and Jonny Martin.
Jonny, the latest episode of our podcast comes from the Football Fun Factory van.
Yeah.
We are talking about preparation and responsibility for children in youth football today. And the reason we're in the van is because we're heading to a football fun camp.
Yeah. One
of our half-term courses. It's a busy week. We're now at how many? Nine locations. And we've got each of the four head coaches delivering their sessions, but we have to bring so much stuff with us.
So much.
And the van is absolutely loaded to the rafters. I mean, we need bigger vans.
Need a lorry.
Definitely. There's
I think it's probably worth mentioning before we start, this podcast won't be available on iTunes. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you can check out James's driving. As we're going around in the van that's full to the brim with inflatables.
Well, I won't be going very fast because it's got in the back of the van I've got an inflatable pitch, football darts, and inflatable goal and blowers and all sorts of stuff in the back there, giant footballs. So we're talking about preparation because we have to prepare to get ourselves ready and set up, and we have to be mega organised. We have to get there really early to the venue to get organised and set up ready for the first child to arrive maybe at 8:30 a.m. So that means us probably arriving at 7:15 or something like that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the opportunity today for children to take some responsibility themselves.
Yes, yeah. So obviously with our background in academy football, academies are brilliant at this, to be honest, about really pushing children to take responsibility for their own things, take responsibility in general, both on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
So we're trying to share some ideas that we've got that grassroots teams can use, and even if you don't play for a team, you just attend a club, attend one of our sessions, trying to encourage children to maybe do a bit more and take more responsibility off the pitch,
Yeah.
which hopefully in return can help them on the pitch.
Well, I think there's a lot that happens in academy football that, unless you're directly involved in academy football, that you wouldn't actually know about.
Yeah.
So parents of children who are fortunate enough to have the talent level to be in an academy would know all about how players at under 9 have to pack their own bag and have to clean their own boots and all those kind of things, because those are the kind of things that we're trying to teach children from a young age, so they take responsibility on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
But those kind of things probably don't really happen so much at grassroots level because it's obviously a lot more recreational, but in some ways you could argue that should happen more at grassroots level than it should at academy level, because they're all children, they're all growing up.
Yeah, that's it. And the benefit of, for example, encouraging your players or your child to sort their own kit out before they go to football has so many benefits away from football in general. So if they're able to look after and pack their stuff and be organised and pack their bag ready for training or for their match, hopefully it will carry on to different sports and for school and everything as they grow up in later life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's remembering your calculator for the maths lesson, and it's remembering your whatever equipment it might be for whatever sport you play, or so many different things as you grow up. And this is coming from a man who loses his keys in his wallet most days, and I know you're just as bad as me. We're equally as bad at that, so maybe we didn't do it from an early enough age.
Well, to be honest, I do blame my mum and dad, because
So,
I must admit, growing up, my mum used to do everything for me. She used to pack my bag, wash my boots.
so true. Like, what was the first age group at academy football that you trained?
So the first ever age group that I took when I started was probably an under 9 age group, I think.
Yeah, same. So I always remember that first few weeks of the under 9s age group.
Yeah.
They would come in, and they're like rabbits in the headlights because they've been told, mums and dads, please let your child pack your own bag, pack their own bag to come to training. And it strikes fear into the parents, and there's mums up and down the country, all over going, how can I let him do that? Because he might forget something. And it's like, we'd quite like him to forget something, because then he might learn a valuable life lesson.
Well, the beauty of it, so I remember taking a game, and one of the lads in the team forgot his boots, so he couldn't play.
No.
And obviously, it was a bit of a disaster on the day that he couldn't play.
Tears, no doubt.
Yeah, of course, loads. But guess what he never did again? He never forgot anything.
Yeah.
Every single thing. He actually had a little checklist as well that he brought a pen with him, and he used to check it all off himself when he used to pack his bag up after the game. And well, from then on, I worked with that lad until he was under 14, and all the way through was unbelievable at remembering everything, to taking responsibility, and that actually then started to help him on the pitch. So he then started taking responsibility on things like corners, because we used to have a joke and a laugh in the under 9s. Well, if you forget your sock, it's like forgetting your man when you're marking a man from a corner.
Yeah, exactly the same concept. It's no different.
Exactly. So it was quite a good little educational tool that we used to use. But it's something that, well, if you can encourage from an early age, as they get older, it just means they won't end up like me and you, James.
Exactly. We don't want the world of people who grow up to be like me and you, John, losing their car keys every day, spend half your life looking for your keys.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
So, you know, that particular child at age 9 began or learned the hard way how to look after your own things and take responsibility for your own belongings, and then, you know, up until under 14s when you coached him all that time, he was then, you know, he took major responsibility in everything he did on and off the pitch. So that's great. There'll be 14-year-olds that their mum still packs their bag. They will, absolutely will. There'll be 18-year-olds,
26-year-olds,
yeah, 31-year-olds as well. But they will, because that's how some parents are, and they mean well. Of course, parents mean well. They're like, oh yeah, I just want to help him out, and I don't want him to forget anything. What if he forgets something? He might miss out on something. Well, those kind of valuable life lessons all come from the moment, the day where there's tears, we've forgotten something, we've left something behind. On my favourite coat that I love, I've now left it at training. Well, whose fault is that? It's your fault. Yeah. And yes, you are 8, but you will learn a valuable life lesson from that. So, as we talk about preparation, as we talk about everything that we do, and we have a checklist now, because again, when we can't remember our own keys or our own wallet, then we certainly don't want to be letting any kids down at our courses. So, you know, giant footballs and bowling pins and speed radars and inflatable goals, everything's on the list for us to load up in the back of the van. So that's great. But the message that we're going to send out today to coaches and parents is there an opportunity for you to give more responsibility to the children in your team?
Yeah.
Or to your child, the children in your house?
Yeah.
And could you set them up to fail?
Yeah.
Or give them an opportunity to fail by giving them that responsibility from a really young age? And could you allow them to go along to a match and then not play because they haven't got their shin pads or they haven't got their boots? So it's almost a bit of a challenge that we're sending out to people, and we'd love people to feedback and say, yeah, I'm going to give that a go this weekend.
I bet you some of you will be surprised that the children nail it and they don't forget anything. And actually, all this time that you were doing all that stuff for them, it turns out that they can do it.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I think there's a lot of parents as well that, because they mean so well, because they care so much, sometimes maybe they do too much. And maybe the parents who actually are packing the boots or washing the boots and packing their bags and all those kind of things, maybe they could actually relax and enjoy their kids playing football on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, parents, put your feet up, you don't have to clean your boots.
There we go.